Hello, everyone. Hello, hello. Oh, look at that. We're going to take that, there you go, the little logo right out of there because the name of this show is Reclaiming Retro. How you guys doing? I'm Doug. Tonight, so we've started this program each and every Wednesday at 8 o'clock. And you know what? Here's the thing. We're still evolving what exactly this show is. We're going to try here. We've got a 60-minute show for you tonight. And I want to kind of steer the discussion and steer what we're doing. Tonight, the topic, if you will, is the memories of the Commodore 64 computer. So for those of you who remember it or are old enough to have had a Commodore 64, Commodore 64 was one of the, arguably the first widespread, widely owned home computer in the early 1980s, right alongside the Apple II computer. But if you look just by historical sales numbers, the Commodore 64 was the highest selling home computer of the 80s. As a matter of fact, depending on how you define computer today versus how you defined it in the 80s, you can make the case that the Commodore 64 is the largest selling computer of all time in terms of number of, it was like 33 million sold. Anyhow, I digress. Most people in my age group had a Commodore 64 if they had a home computer. It was my first computer. I received it as a gift on Christmas morning. It's, I believe it was 1981, so that would be I'd be about 8 years old at that point. And sure enough, had a Commodore 64 under the tree. We had at that point an Atari 2600. And prior to that, we had some Pong games, both, on our TV in the apartment that I grew up in. So this was kind of the progression. My parents didn't really mind me playing a lot of Atari. Didn't see it necessarily as a bad thing. Found it to be a sign that perhaps I was nerdy, brainy, so on and so forth. So they decided they wanted to get me a real computer with a keyboard and see if I was, in fact, more of a nerdy kind of fella as opposed to just strictly a gamer. So there you go. They went to, I believe there was a regional toy store chain in the Northeast United States called Child World. It's been defunct for many decades, but again, that was the place you'd go. It was like the Walmart of toy stores. And sure enough, they got me the Commodore 64. They got me the data set. So you could load games or software through a cartridge. A disk drive, that was the rich kids had that because that disk drive was like $500. And if you couldn't really afford that, there was like a tape recorder. They call it a data set. It was like $50, and software would come on an audio cassette. So I got the data set in the Commodore, and the first thing I did was I had Lemonade Stand. And we're actually going to look at Lemonade Stand a little bit later in this presentation, but I was hooked from there. If you've not seen the Commodore 64 before, and maybe this is all, kind of it's tough for you to visualize, what was the Commodore 64. I thought I'd do something kind of cool here. So there is a YouTube channel, and let me go ahead and let's see, a fella by the name of the Retro Byte, and the Retro Byte compiled a set of vintage Commodore 64 television commercials from like 1980 or 1981. And so this, I thought, would be a cool way to introduce folks to the Commodore 64 if you haven't seen one yet. So let's watch along here. I'll do some commentary. This is the Retro Byte BYT channel on YouTube. Thank you for this video. So there's a collection of Commodore 64 ads from around the world. Okay, fair enough. Now, now wait a minute, wait. So they had the scene where the lady of the house was like, making muffins and had a Commodore 64 sitting there on the kitchen table. Like, that was the vision. We go back. That just, I can't let that get by. Hold on. Here we go. Hold on. There we go. Here we go. So the thought, but here's the thing. It's funny, but it's not, right? You think about this. There were no home computers before the Commodore 64. It wasn't like this was an industry and they were being goofy. They legitimately could see the use case there for if you wanted to have like a digital recipe book. So instead of having a bunch of cookbooks, you could have that. So honestly, it's adorable because it didn't really play out that way, but that doesn't mean it wasn't a valid idea. The YouTube. Okay, so the YouTube, we'll turn that up just a little bit so you can hear it a little bit. I'm sorry about that. That's an easy fix. Hopefully this won't make it too loud. But yeah, it was just kind of cool. That's the vision they saw. Anyhow. It's actually kind of well produced. So there you go. So that's the Commodore 64, by the way. So you've got the computer. It was all in one, right? The monitor, and those monitors were expensive. You could hook this to a TV, but they had this dedicated monitor that was really, really nice, but it's super expensive. And this is the disk drive here, and a printer. So it's kind of cool. Here's their crawl, right? 64 kilobytes of memory. Music synthesizer, sprite graphics, sound generator, spreadsheets, database, and typewriter keyboard, smart peripherals. I definitely would love to get one of those buttons, the I adore my 64. If anyone out there knows where I can get the I adore my 64 button, drop me a line. So they did these really creative...
Happy Christmas, kids.
Happy Christmas, Mom.
Hey, everyone! Look what I found!
Commodore's new computer compendium.
All right, so wait a minute. A Commodore 64 washed up on so it's like Gilligan's Island. But, like, one day the professor, runs up, or was it Gilligan runs up to the professor saying, "Professor, I found a Commodore 64 in the ocean." I guess that's what I'm supposed to believe here.
And enjoyable things to do.
Oh, great! You choose the best.
Oh, there was the data set.
Like Adrian Moe.
What you doing, Dad?
Capturing the beauties of nature, son.
You can draw
Oh,
fabulous.
goodness gracious. Oh, wow.
You can even play music. Rescue your
Someone, please come and help us sail away.
family from boredom this Christmas. The Commodore Computer Compendium.
That must be... Oh, so that was British pounds. So that was over in the UK.
64 home computer has an unusually large memory.
Oh, wow.
It also has all the peripherals you're ever likely to need. Monitors, plotters, printers, disk drives.
Too busy being a punk rocker during all this? Fair enough.
Software, which means
Oh,
you'll
I
be
had that
able
game,
to
Jupiter Lander. Oh, we missed it. That was a fun game.
The Commodore 64. Remember the enormous memory.
Well, look at the elephant is making artwork.
And software.
Yeah, that one, I don't know. I don't know that I'd buy one for that. Oh, here we go.
This year, Commodore's Family Pack is more value than ever.
Ooh.
You get an education in computers with the new Commodore 64, all these extras, plus 4 very realistic games.
Very realistic. Extremely realistic.
Cricket match, and the Armchair official America's Cup computer game. The new Commodore 64 Family Pack, $499.
Now that's an effective commercial.
In the game of life.
How old should your child be before you buy a computer?
Oh.
High school, when he's
Yeah. What do you think he's looking at? I love that face. I can only imagine what's on that screen right now.
planning a career.
Oh, yes, he was doing his spreadsheet.
Elementary school, when she can either fall behind or leap ahead. Or preschool, to give him a head start.
This is definitely like a great pitch to families. I would say that
makes the decision easier than any other computer. Because it's a
this was definitely one of the kind of things that
because
definitely was a factor in their success. They knew how to reach out to what they knew would be the
Commodore
target
home
audience.
computer system. With it, you can learn music,
Well, that's kind
take
of
care of
cool.
your household accounts, file your lists, type your letters, get into telecommunications. and entertain your family.
Telecommunications.
But it all starts with the Commodore 64 or VIC-20. And now is the right time to start because the price of all Commodore software is now up to 50% less.
Oh, wow.
Commodore computers in more homes than any other home computer.
I think they was trying to go with like a 2001: A Space Odyssey theme there. I love these rock tracks that they've written for the Commodore 64.
Commodore, bringing computers
Wow.
down to earth.
This is some powerful rock music. I mean, like that's one of those earworms, right? Like you're not going to be able, you're going to have that song stuck in your head now. You'll be sitting there, whatever you're doing, you're going to be in the, can you keep up with the Commodore keep up with you thing? It's
In January 1982, the Commodore 64 personal computer was introduced with a 64K built-in memory for under $600. So to stay even with Commodore in memory and price, IBM will have to slash its price, quadruple its memory.
Oh wow, they got
Apple
some
will also be faced with a sizable
they need
choice.
some smack
And so
talk of the
Atari.
competition.
As Shearson American Express put it, the Commodore 64 could be the microcomputer industry's outstanding new product introduction since the birth of the industry.
All right. I think we get the idea here. So there you go. I mean, the Commodore 64. It was not only a big deal here in the States, or in the United States where we are here. It was quite a big deal overseas as well, particularly the UK, as you can see from the commercials. But I think all over Europe, the Commodore 64 was quite the thing. So what I want to do here. So we have our little web screen, but I'm going to turn that off for just a moment and humor me. I know I'm just sitting in a circle, but I will not be for more than a second. We're going to turn on. I want to walk you through a couple of the games that I referenced there, at least one of them, and a few others. So we're going to fire up the virtual Commodore 64 here. Give me just one moment, and I will do that. Let's see here. Go here. And we go here. And we go here. And that should cause that the virtual Commodore to appear. There we go. Let's turn it back on here so you can see it. Hold on here. Okay. Let's see. All right. Hold on here. Oh, there we go. There we go. So there is the took me a second to get that to work properly. But here is our virtual Commodore 64. So I mentioned that, the first thing that I was introduced to with that was the data set, the cassette tape machine, and they had some sample software. And the initial game that I had played on the data set was something called Lemonade Stand. And I'm going to go ahead right now, and there we go. So I'm virtually loading this cassette. And it was this game, and the idea behind Lemonade Stand, press spacebar, was that you run your own virtual lemonade stand, and you'd have to manage purchasing, supplies and determine how much to charge for your lemonade based on the temperature outside, things of that nature. And I'll give you a little, I don't know that we'll play the whole game through, but I'll give you a little taste of how it worked. So we'll begin lemonade, and you put your name in. So we're going to call me Doug. And I shall operate my stand for 10 weeks. And we'll press the space bar to continue. And there you go. See, look at that. It's adorable ASCII art right there. Doug's lemonade stand. And so what you do is you start a given week. So a week is like you get 10 turns. So you start by determining how much sugar, lemon concentrate, and cups you want. Those are basically the three replenishable supplies that are part and parcel of your business. So a 5 kilogram bag of sugar is $1.06. I have $10. How many do I want to buy? I don't remember how this works. I'm going to go with like 3. Okay, so I have 15 kilograms of sugar. Concentrated lemon juice is 73 cents a liter. How many bottles do I want to buy? I feel like I'm going to go with, let's say, 4. So I'm down to $4. Cups are 98 cents for a bag of 100. How many bags do I want to buy? Well, let's go with 2. I know that's wildly optimistic here. So we have 200 cups, 4 liters of lemons, and 15 kilograms of sugar, which is like what? Like 20 pounds of sugar? Do I want to change any of the items? No, I'm very confident in this. So price and cents for a cup of lemonade. So, oh man, it's been so long since I've done this, and I don't remember what the best price to ask is, but we're going to go with it. We're going to have some fun here. I'd say, let's say 10 cents. And it tells you, by the way, what the temperature and the humidity is, which they call wet bulb. I believe that's a UK thing. 76 on the temp. I'm not sure what the wet bulb rating means, but 76 feels like it's not the hottest day of the year. Don't know how much demand I'm going to get, but we're going to try 10 cents. So here we go. So here you go. As you can see, look at this. People are coming up, and it looks like I've already sold, 12, 20 cups. It keeps going. Obviously, we want this to keep, we want the virtual cash register to keep going. All right. Made 42 sales, 10 cents a cup, grossed $4.20. So there you go. And it goes on and on. Now, here's what I think is compelling to me. If I would have grossed 5 and 3 have charged 7 cents. So we sold 4 here. All right. So here's the thing. We sold 40 cups of lemonade, and we started with 20 kilograms of sugar. So I served 40 cups of lemonade, and I distributed 8 kilograms of sugar across those 40 cups. Now, Cassandra Hammerstone, would that mean that it was like 80% of the cup was just sugar and a few drops of lemon? And maybe a little water if I'm feeling like nice. And then I served it. So at the end of the game, you'd expect I'd be served with papers, right? All right. I could be, yeah, exactly. So anyhow, sugar, I feel like we don't need more sugar here. So we'll say 0. We'll do another week. Concentrated lemon juice. What happens if I run out? Do I just sell water and sugar? But anyway, I don't know. I guess we should probably get some. I don't know. 75 cents a liter. I don't know, like 3. All right. And I feel like I don't need more cups. I'm 158. Do I want to change any of the items? No. Oh, wait. Temperature 101 degrees. Holy Toledo. We could charge a fortune. All right. I want 25 cents a cup for my lemonade. Boom. Let's go. Let's go. So, by the way, so while we're doing this, let's say 8-9-year-old me was my introduction to technology outside of like Atari. Like this was my introduction to the software industry, computer industry, all that. This was the first thing I did literally as soon as we took it all out of the box. I hooked it up. So this was a complete recreation of that experience. And I was hooked. As you can tell, like now I'm playing it like what, 4 decades later, and I still have the same excitement over it. So you can only imagine what, me 40 years ago was vibing off of this. Made 102 sales, $25. I think I set the world on fire on that one. I could have made a little more. That's fine. We're not going to play the whole 10 weeks, but that's an example. So here's what happened. I got into this game, and I wanted to cheat. I was like, what if I had 900 kilograms of sugar, and a million cups, could I just, like, cheat? And so that led me to stop the game, and you'd go back to the main Commodore screen here, and you could... by looking through the Commodore manual, I found out this is all this thing called basic programming, and you could actually see the commands and change them. And I was like, again, at that point, I was hooked. I was in love. I had dreams of being a famous software developer. It was like unbelievable, intense. Prior to that moment, I thought I was going to be a professional bowler when I grew up, by the way. My parents would have me watching the professional bowlers PBA tour on Saturdays and Sunday afternoons on the Wide World of Sports. There's this guy, Earl Anthony, who was like the Hulk Hogan of bowling, like the Rock of bowling. Like one of the most famous like athletes in general in his bowling. And I was like, I wanted to be Earl Anthony. And then the Commodore 64 came along. And then I wanted to be, I didn't know who owned Commodore. I guess I just wanted to be the next Bill Commodore. So I learned how to change the programming of the game, and I wrote my own like hack that would let you hit a key that wasn't on the list on the screen to get more money. So the trick there is you got your friends come over after school, and you're all taking turns playing lemonade to see who can have the most at the end. So, of course, it's my turn, and everyone's not really paying attention, and I had a key that would pump my money up to like $4,000 or something, and I was unbeatable at lemonade until I finally was challenged on that, and I acknowledged that I had been besmirching the integrity of Commodore 64 lemonade stand for a considerable amount of time, hustling them out of their allowance and furthering my own Commodore 64 collection empire at their expense. I do regret it, but maybe I don't regret it. Because I had a pretty boss collection around that time of my life. So anyhow, we had Lemonade Stand. Now, there's a bunch of other really cool games that came out for the Commodore 64. I wanted to kind of show off my personal favorites, or a couple of my personal favorites. I mean, there were so many. We're going to go, let's see which one we're going to load next. Let me take a look here. How about... attach the dataset image. Here we go. This is a cute game. Slinky was a completely shameless knockoff of Qbert. So we're going to load that up here. And I'm going to see if I can remember how the controls work. Can't promise you I will. Oh, boy. So, yeah, a lot of these games, by the way. So this is kind of cool. I'm going to turn this down just a bit. Doesn't drive me crazy. A lot of these games, were copied, and people would break the copy protection and put their own little screens in the front. That's very common for the Commodore software scene. So let's see here. Space to read or run stop to start playing. Yes, so it's basically, this is going to be Qbert, but with like a different type of playing field. Run stop to start, I believe it is no decreasing score. Oh, yeah, so they gives you like cheat menus here. We'll play it legit. We're going to say no to all the possible cheats here. I just want to show you how the game works. But if we want to see all the screens, I might actually put the cheat codes in. So this was like a cool little animation. It looks silly now, but at the time, that kind of little animation was pretty cool. Okay, so here we go. And I got to figure out which... I'm trying to figure out how my control works here. Well, nothing's working. Hold on. Hang on. So I'm that little slinky. I just have to figure out what the... 1 second. I just got to figure out where you set up the connection to the... This worked. This did work, by the way, when we were testing this earlier. Input devices, joystick. Oh, it's not registering my joystick. Well, that would probably have something to do with it here. All right, close. All right, I'm sorry about that. All right, let me try now. There we go. Okay, so now there. So I'm a slinky instead of a Q*bert. And there's everything here wants to kill me, by the way. And obviously, as you can see here, what we're trying to do here is turn everything blue. And that's a magnet, so that just grabs you and drops you. Now, there's a number of reasons why I love this game. I thought Q*bert was amazing, so this obviously was a spiritual successor. What was very well implemented here, and it doesn't necessarily lend itself to figuring this out by watching me play, the way that you do the movement in the 4 different diagonal directions is implemented a lot cleaner here than in Q*bert itself. You can move your joystick or gamepad to northeast or northwest or southeast or southwest, and the movements are a lot more natural. And I immediately determined that this was going to make this a more fun experience than even, again, the home computer ports of Q*bert. So as you can tell, obviously what we're trying to do is get all the blocks, suffice it to say, before we run out of lives. And we're almost to the point. That magnet came in and got me. I would like to get this level finished because they have like a cool intermission movie and stuff that you get to see after each level. There's a lot of effort that was actually put into this, and things progress in this game. You don't just do this same thing over and over again. I think oh, damn it. That magnet. We might have to restart this with the cheat codes on just so that I can show off the game. Because this is a great game. Yeah, you know what? Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to actually restart. I'm going to restart this so that I can do the cheat codes, so we can blast through this. These are all the different enemies, by the way, in the game. I'm going to auto start. There we go. And we'll take advantage of the various underhanded things you can do to start the game. All right. So there we go. Okay. Run stop to start. No decreasing score. Sure. Unlimited plays. Yes, please. Slinky is all time and high speed. No, that's like a tough one. Colors can't be changed again and again. Yes. No collision with enemies. Yes, please. All right. Now we can walk through this game. And I just want to show off a couple of the levels because, it was such a accessible game with really good playability, and the controls for a Q*bert type game were pretty top notch. And there we go. Aha. Oh, yeah, that's right. Collision detection is off. So I can just go through this really quickly here. So they've got that magnet character, and the magnet character, like I said, will pick you up and basically kill you. We don't have to worry about that here. There's that blue drop. You actually don't want to collide with that. It makes your character rusty. which we don't want. Rise to the Equation, how you doing, my friend? We are playing Slinky on the Commodore 64. We were just talking about my first Commodore 64 and Lemonade Stand, and now we're going through some of my favorite games. So yes, this is absolutely 100% a Q*bert clone. And the point that I was just making before was the controls are a lot better on this implementation of a Q*bert clone than on the actual Q*bert ports for the Commodore. It feels good. Now, we do have a cheat code turned on so that I can just show the different levels off. We've turned off collision detection. But I did want to just play through a couple of these. Oh, criminy. For some reason, now it's having trouble. There we go. So, yeah, if I had collision detection on, that magnet would have picked me up and dragged me off the screen. There we go. All right. Come on. You can do it. You can do it. There we go. So it has like a cool little outro animation. And then they have an intermission, like a Pac-Man intermission movie. It's like it tries to tell a story. Q*bert with a story. But yeah, it's just an example of a Commodore 64 title that... So, instant replay. Oh, wow. I've seen this before. This game actually records. Look at this. It records every move you made and replays it. I forgot about that. This, too, again, for the Commodore 64, was technologically really cool. Memory is extremely limited. So each one of those, things that were replayed is some information that has to be stored in memory. Actually, that's quite impressive. Come on. So that dirt thing is, I believe, the same thing as the blue drop, that it makes your Slinky dirty and or rusty, which you don't want. And there's one more monster that comes aboard, and if we don't get it by the next board, we'll move along to the next game, because there's a few other games we want to look at as well tonight. But anyway, we'll just finish this one board, look at the cartoon, and then we'll probably move along here. Oh, come on. Even though I said the controls are superior to Q*bert, they will occasionally get a little weird. It's nigh impossible to properly do this kind of like diagonal movement with a gamepad. So you get the little cartoon again, and then there's another. I believe now you do get a little cartoon. Come on. Oh, okay. Very proud of the musical capabilities. There we go. Oh, is another instant replay? That's really weird. I don't remember this being all instant replays. Interesting. Okay, come on. There you go. You can finish it. You can do it. There we go. Okay. Oh, there we go. So that now you get this weird robot thing, which again, for the Commodore 64 was animated quite well. So, and again, I'm not going to belabor that. Fun game. Highly recommend. Now, I'm going to move along here and attach a new game to the system. Give me one moment here. So there were a few other really good Commodore 64 games. Here we go. Forbidden Forest. Forbidden Forest is possibly one of the best action side-scrolling games in the Commodore 64 library. The soundtrack in this game is distinct. It's iconic for the games of this era. And it's all around. It's One of the best on the Commodore 64 library. So what we're going to do here is, I believe, what we do is, we do have to watch. I'll explain how this works. There's a whole. You're going to be in a forest and you're fighting for your life, basically. I'll run stop to start. Here we go. Unlimited lives, yes please. Unlimited arrows, yes please. Arrow is always loaded. Let's try that. Able to see no, I don't want to make it that easy. Unlimited time to defeat him, yes. No, we don't want a level skip. All right. So there are 4 difficulty levels, but I think we should be able to get through pretty much any of them. Function. Sorry. Oh, and I have to get the focus back on here. There we go. Press fire button. So here we go. Like I said, the music in this game is iconic. And I think we've made it so that we can't lose, so we can show off the different levels of Forbidden Forest. Again, graphically, for the time, this was pretty cool. And if you played this in the dark, like turn all the lights off, it's creepy. So here, like immediately you've got a spider who got the jump on me before I could. So I'm an archer, right? I have arrows. There we go. And what you have to do is, for the first phase, you have to defeat, I believe it's like 5. That wasn't good. Spiders. I'm a little off my game here. There we go. You see, that's the thing. You do have to, like... There we go. You have to hit it the right time. So then you finish the level, and you got this cool music. And this music definitely was stuck in my head, because it's the music that plays after every level. And it's catchy. It's catchy AF, if you don't mind me saying. And he does a little victory dance here. So now... I forgot there's a whole other loop of it. Okay, there we go. So now you see it's the bees level. Look at that. You got to kill the bee. So it's like, if you wait too long, obviously you're going to get stung. You have to kind of like, yeah, I see that. So let's try aiming the arrow a little different. Oh, here we go. Right above. 12 o'clock. Nope. Over here. Nope. Just fire. Let's just fire in this direction. Up. No. Oh, come on. There we go. And he explodes. Did we mention it was an exploding bee? And then there's this music. And you have to hear it every single time. See, I'd be negative about it if it wasn't a catchy song. So any moment now, we're going to get the 3rd level. There we go. So now this one is... Oh, frogs. You see, you have to get a certain amount of them. There we go. Oh, without getting squashed. And like you see, you can get squashed pretty easily. Whoa. There we go. Killed enough of them. So if we had turned all the cheats off, I would be constantly running, because you have to draw the arrow first, then aim it, then fire it. We turned off the first 2 phases of that just so that we wouldn't be here all night on the first level. But it's a very challenging game. So now, let's see. What do we got next? Oh, there you go. Trying to remember. What is this level? Oh, that thing. Oh. Yeah, so it's the dragon level. See, oh, it can come from the left or right or from the top. Like, come on. No. Oh, he shot me before I could shoot him. Kind of, in the death sequences are kind of graphic for the time. Oh, here we go. Oh. This one is tough. This one was the cause of a lot of frustration for me. You got to hit the dragon, like, I believe, right dead between the eyes. Like, see, like, I hit him in the middle, but you got to hit him, it's got to be, like, right in the eye. It's very dramatic. You gotta, like, see if you can get him to come out. Where's he? Oh, like, all right, so here you want to, like, aim northbound, like this. Straight up. Nope. Yeah, you don't want to get the fireball. Here we go. No, no. I didn't get the arrow straight up in time. But this is worth seeing through because it's got a very cool end. What do we got here? Where's he coming from? Where's he coming from? Oh, that level. Can you, like... Nope. I think there used to be a trick where you could, like, spin it really quickly right after he passes from the other direction. Oh, here we go. All right, I gotta get the guy to be, like, just like that, straight up. Nope. Nope, timing was not... Oh. Okay, all right. I gotta get going here. We gotta get this done. We got this. Like, spin it around, like, I couldn't spin it quickly enough. Couldn't get it quickly enough. All right, so this one, if you can get the thing calibrated to be straight ahead. Nope. I couldn't get it calibrated right. Now I'm a man on a mission. Here we go. Yeah, like that. Couldn't even get past it. I think I do have to wait for opportunities where he's coming out from... Can you just do it? No, you can't. You can't do that. You gotta outrun him. Yeah, you gotta wait for the ones where he's coming from the center, and you've got to get the arrow straight at a 90-degree angle. There we go. I have to be able to get it. There we go. Now I just have to get the right time. Curses. That's the way you're supposed to do it, but timing is not quite right here. We'll get it. We'll get it. I promise. No, you don't want him. No, he doesn't come in that way. Come on. Oh, for Christ's sakes. It's such a cool... There's 2 cool levels after this. I just gotta get this done. Come on. Come on. Yeah, get him out of the way. I think you're supposed to just outrun him. Yeah. Oh. This is frustrating. I should have put that level skip in. If we can't get it next time, I'm going to reload the game, put the level skip in just so that we can see the levels. All right. Let's get it. Damn it. This is maddening. You can't. All right. We're going to restart the game. I'm going to put the level skip option on. Because I really, really want to show you the end of the game. So we're going to load it one more time. And of course, now this is the experience. This is the true Commodore 64 experience. Games don't just automatically load. It takes a little time. And then you got this little psychedelic light show because it's the cracked version, if you will. All right, so let's go through these. Unlimited lives, yes. Unlimited arrows, yes. Arrows always loaded, yes. No. Unlimited time, yes. Yes. Commodore key for level skip. I wish I knew what that was. That's probably my problem right now, but okay. F1. Fire. What is the Commodore key? Well, we may not be able to tell. That's unfortunate. All right, well, let's give this the old college try. If we can't get it, we'll move on to the next game. All right, let's give this a go. All right, you go. You go. You go. You go. There we go. First level done. I might be able to get the dragon this time. I'm going to show you one more game after this. All right. Oh, it just goes on forever. the between level victory dance. Yeah, there we go. There's the B level. Ah. There we go. Was there a way to, like, pass over the... No. Thought there was a way you could pass over the intermission, but I'm apparently incorrect in that regard. All right, we got this. There we go. This is what? The frogs, right. 3, I think I'm almost good here. Whoop. Can I get them right before they come after me? Yeah, there you go. Boom, there we go. Got them all done. All right, now I think this is the stupid dragon thing. If we knock this dragon off, then we can see the rest of this. If not, we'll move along. So this was, yeah, my first computer experience, the old Commodore 64. All right, so here is the dragon level. Not gonna come out. Play? Nope. On the other side. Can I flip around and get him? Nope. Come on. Here we go. Can we get him this time? Oh, look at that. I felt cheated on that one. Ah! I feel like I had at least 2 or 3 times where I hit him. And was not credited. There we go. All right. Get it straight into the air. There we go. There we go. Finally. Finally. We've defeated the dragons. Now we can check out the last couple levels of this thing. I think there's 2 more. There we go. That took forever. All right. Oh, yeah, they really needed to make... Okay, now, which level was this? Oh, this is the... Oh, okay, so here, you've got, like, that wraith in the background. You got to shoot him, but you also have these things getting in the way. So you have to look for a scenario where you can get a shot off again, I don't know what you call a wraith, I guess, in the background... without getting hit by these skeletons. So you're almost like, by default, trying to get the skeletons and waiting for, like, the perfect shot like that. No, he got me. This one also tricky, and luck is a huge part of this. Like, sometimes you just get a perfect shot. Like, oh, that felt like that should have been... Both of those felt like shots that should have counted, by the way. But, I guess not. All right, so, like, that was wildly unfair. Okay. Oh, nope. See, that's what you're looking. If you're looking for some opportunity to take a shot, at the guy in the background. Ah, I thought that would have been it. And obviously, it's one of those cases where if you miss, you're probably screwed. Nope. Not easy. It is not easy. Oh, can I get him? Nope. Didn't have quite the right angle there. Oh, see, now that didn't feel fair. I felt like he went right between the eyes on that. Well, eyes. A bit of a strange way to put it, but... Come on. Come on. Ah, that guy's gonna get me. Yeah. Oh, perfect shot, right? Look at this. Okay, well, I'm not sure what to tell you. If those shots weren't doing the trick, I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong here. That was kind of vexing to me. Like, that was the perfect shot that I had on him. Very strange. Oh. I don't think it was meant to be. I don't think it was meant to be finishing this one. So there you go. Here is, I got one more to show here. So in terms of one of the genres that the Commodore 64 introduced me to was role-playing games. The first game I played was Ultima 4 in terms of that genre, but I was hooked. And then I discovered Might and Magic, which is what we're loading right now. And, of course, there was also Wasteland and Bard's Tale. But here's an example. So we have Might and Magic here. And this, again, the opening music to this is just burned forever in my memory. Escape to start game. I feel like it's this one. Which button is escape here? Let's see. What button is escape? Oh, do I have to be in the right place there? What button was escape on the... See, the keys on the modern keyboard are not the same as the keys on the Commodore 64. So we have to do a little trial and error here to determine what exactly is the escape key. Or I'm sorry, the key it was asking for. Confusing. It has to be some. I would love to play this game. Escape to start game. But yet it didn't work that way. This would be a shame if we couldn't play it. We may be stuck just looking at the scenes from the game. Well, anyhow, so here you go through the little towns, and there's places where you get food and potions and magic items and all this, and it's basically you hack and slash through different sorts of monsters and things of that nature. And there's all sorts of, fetch quests, and there is a storyline to this game. But it has a ton of replayability. There's a lot of depth in the types of things in terms of weapons and items and monsters. But this was one of the first, along with Ultima, that got me into that strategy game, role-playing game stuff. And games like this, really were between, in terms of raw playability, the Atari 26 Adventure, the role-playing elements from these games. You wouldn't have something like a Legend of Zelda without these coming before it and kind of setting the way. There's that music again. So it's really important, I think, to preserve the history on games like this. Besides the fact that they were important to me, it's just good times. We are gonna, let me put just for the sake of not having that song play every 20 seconds. Let's go back to the other game. So that's the Commodore 64. There's a vast library of stuff for this. I think what we may do on a future episode is do a specific focus on the games and have a bunch of them preloaded up here so we could just fire them up, boom, 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 and go through like 10 or 20 of the finer action games for the Commodore 64. It's good stuff. With that, we're going to be wrapping things up here. And let me kind of bring it back to me here. So what we're looking to do here on this show, again, it's going to be about an hour-long format, kind of a cross between a podcast, a discussion series on something, and interaction with the chat, with you guys in the chat. You're always welcome to suggest, hey, would you mind playing this game on the platform we're talking about tonight, or what do you know about this, or so on and so forth. I do like it to be interactive. So the idea being we take a theme or a story or an idea, and if there's games that are relevant to that, we'll jump in and do a little Let's Play type action with them. That's kind of where I see this going. If you have ideas for themes or subjects for the Reclaiming Retro Live show, please, you can jump in the chat. You can also come into our Discord. We have a Discord in any of the Reclaiming Retro videos. Just look in the description. So there's a lot of ways to get interactive. And that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking to, among other things, engage with you guys, find out what types of things, from retro gaming history, you're really interested in finding out a little bit more about, or having me delve into on a dedicated episode. Once again, thank you, everyone. Again, please subscribe to the channel if you've not yet done so. It helps us out quite a bit. We will be back next Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time for another episode. Topic to be determined, so stick around. You'll hear through the grapevine soon enough, and I hope you have a great rest of your week and weekend. Until next time, take care, everyone.